Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name is Joe. Drink of the day is apple juice, and I've been returning to Gold Roger today. Originally, I wasn't going to bother covering this guy again until the promo came out, because it was planned for December. However, Bandai appear to have scammed us. It's no longer coming out in December. It's coming out in January. Bit of a bummer for me, because I was looking forward to playing UP Luffy, but a real bummer for Roger enjoyers as well. However, I also think Roger is pretty good in this meta. He's no top 3, but he is just below those, I do think. And this is the current list that I've got at the minute. There's nothing too spicy outside of a little card we'll talk about in a bit. But I do think this sort of list gives Roger just the best chance of being consistent, because that is Roger's biggest issue, right? The consistency of the deck. Roger, if you're not familiar, he's a 7k leader with 2 downsides, because he's 5 life, crazy amount of resources. During your ramp phase, when you're going from 1 to 10, every turn you have to put 1 Don on your leader, except for the first turn. This means that you're constantly swinging 6 and playing off curve. Doesn't matter too much into ace, because you would want to swing 6 into ace anyway. But sometimes that Don being on your leader, it's a bit awkward, and it means we have to play kind of weird rampers. For example, if you're going first, you really want to see either this Buggy, who can ramp you a Don, or a Scrap event, which can ramp you a Don. Also acts as 3k later on, which is pretty cool. I love these hybrid events. Really, really fun. If you are on evens, though, your best ramp early on is Mr. Bullet. But he becomes a 6k, just period, in your turn, your opponent's turn, which means that whilst your opponent will have an easy time taking him out, it's a little bit more awkward, and it's better than Mr. 2 into decks like Emu, for example, because the Mr. 2 just becomes a 5k, and then he is just gone. Whereas Douglas Bullet, if they don't have the Mars to get rid of it, sometimes it sticks around for a couple turns, if you should be so lucky. If you are on odds after your Buggy or Scrap, you're going to be looking to play out either Bullets or Mr. 2. Mr. 2 is in here because he is very, very good into Ace. Ace plays 12k Whitebeards and doesn't have a great way to deal with this outside of Jozu on curve. And this guy on curve, it's not incredible. If they don't have Jozu, it is incredible. But what you can kind of do with this guy is later on in the game, you can just kind of dump him there, and it's like, yeah, this is a 4-12 when I go for lethal. And they don't have a good way of dealing with it late on, because they want to chain their Whitebeards, right? They don't want to pay 6 Don for a Jozu on one of their 10 Don turns. So he's pretty good in that respect. If you're on evens, after you play out, ideally your Bullet, you're going to go straight into Scuba Gaban. 6-7, 1k Roger Pirates on play. You get to draw 2 Trash 1, and then Rampadon's rested. This helps with your filter, drawing you towards the top end, whichever one you may need for the matchup. And 6-7 body, it's just not too bad. And the turn after your final ramp, be that either with Scopper or Bentham, is a bit awkward. If you're on odds, you're going to be on 9 Don, but one of them is going to be on your leader. So you're only going to have 8. And as a result, the only real play that we play that is that good is this Riley. He will ramp you a Don at the end of the turn. Sadly, not on play. But you will go to 7 in your opponent's turn as well, which is nice. He also has Rush and can rest a 5. Resting a 5 is really relevant at the minute into things like Walkery and Marco especially, but can come up into other things here and there. And just being 8-9 Rush, it's a pretty good play. It's a pretty good play. If you are on evens, you're going to be on 10 Don, still with 1 on your leader. So you can still play out Riley, but you can also play out Newgate. And Newgate just pushes you to 9. If you played against BY, you know how annoying being a 9k leader is. And Roger's no different, right? We gain value in the late game by being enormous, and we do lose some value in the early game because of these 2 downsides. We're only 5k while we're ramping, and you do play a Don behind. So, you've got to have these power spike turns, and until we get that Roger promo, this Newgate is the best option. Shanks is your other main top end. This is useful into Emu especially, because it reduces their 7k bodies that they summon back after Peter's effect to 6, which means that if you're at 7, they've got to put 1 Don on everything, which then lowers the amount of Dons they have for counter events. And if you play Shanks into another Shanks or into a Newgate, it's so hard for them to do much of anything on that turn. They'll get 1, maybe 2 attacks. If you can deal with the Nostro especially, they can't just focus board. So the Shanks combined with both the Newgate and himself is incredible. Final top end is Roger. It's a red deck in OP13. What do you expect? It's good into Ace, good into Emu. It's alright into Zoro. It's not as good in that matchup, but he's still there. 10-13 Rush, he's just really large, right? Even if you play this out early, just really hard to deal with outside of Red Rock, So Roger is very good, and I do like him at 2 because he is searchable. off of our little Shanks searcher who searches for all our ramp cards, your Roger, your Rayleigh, and then some of these counter events that we've got going on here. I'm on 2 of the Divine Departure. We don't actually play that many bricks, but sometimes they just coalesce because all our bricks are top end, right? And we don't have much filter outside of your one Scopper Gabbana game, maybe. So sometimes you just like draw too many Newgates, you draw too many Rayleighs, and this DD comes up. The main effect is also really good into Ace. Sometimes you can force situations where, because of the threat of Roger, they have to block early with Newgate, at which point you can reduce the Newgate to 4k, and then just start attacking it with whatever's left on your board, which is pretty good. There's also a cool play in one of the Ace games in this video that used this card in an unexpected way, so I hope you enjoy that one when it comes up. No spoilers. And the spicy tech card I'm playing is the Color of the Supreme King Haki. This is Fallen Roger Pirate, so it is searchable off your Shanks, which is pretty cool. It's a 2k for any of your characters, but you also get that effect where you can tap 1 Don to reduce your opponent's board. Why am I playing this? I'm playing this effectively as extra copies of Shanks into Emu, because, I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? You reduce all of their board by 1k. No, it's not as good as Shanks, it's not attached to a 10-12 body, and the resummon Nus Duo is not affected. However, it does affect their leader, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. Obviously, you can't defend your leader with this, or with the 2k effect at least, but I think this does improve the Emu matchup to a point where I'm just quite happy with that matchup, even if you don't see, like, too many Shanks. 1 plus these, usually more than enough. Finally, last couple of 2Ks we're played for Uta. Honestly, this isn't that good at the minute. This is much better once we get the Roger promo, because you can go Roger Uta. Then the Roger fulfills Uta's cost. It's 10 Don, you do the math. But for now, she is still decent. Once you've got a Newgate on the board, once you've got a Shanks on the board, you can go like Gaban Uta, Bullet Uta, put some Dons on guys, leave some Dons open for counter events. It's fine. And finally, we've got the Sanji. This is okay into Ace for activating your Roger. If you have the Roger on the board into something else, it's really, really good. Because it's only really Ace that can deal with this Roger efficiently. Zoro and Emu have a much tougher time dealing with him. So this just combos with the Roger quite nicely. I hope that sort of explains how Roger plays. You want to sort of take life early so that you have a big hand. So that when you become a big leader, you can defend yourself and your characters to sort of lengthen the game out and drag it out. Chipping cards one at a time against decks like Ace and Emu, it's not too bad. I think Zoro is probably the most difficult of the 3. The restand events, if they draw a lot of restand events, it's pretty tough. They can just swing like 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and even if you're at 9k, that's kind of hard, you know? That's kind of tough to get out of. Previously, I was on Rad Beam, and that helped a little bit. However, I'm expecting a lot more Emu, and that's why I'm trying out the Conqueror's Haki at the minute. Into Ace, it's a very weird matchup, right? It's just a stalemate. You get to this point where they don't want to push you to 0 because of Roger. You don't want to push them to 0 because of Roger. You both play this card. You both have some blockers. They have way more blockers, though. But you have way more life. So, I don't know. It's a very weird matchup. I think it's slightly Ace-favoured. But if you can nab second off them, I think it's a lot better for you. So, thank you for listening to me talk about the deck. Here's some games with Roger with no promo. Got to give it to Ace. I'm going to take second. Shanks is fine. We've got a Searcher. We've got a Ramp. I think we can do better, though. Okay, I quite like this, actually. We've still got a Searcher. We've still got a Ramp early. The Rayleigh and the Newgate, I think I do prefer to the Shanks slightly. Just because I can have one of them down on curve. What am I talking about? Let's go with this. See if we can find Scooper. We do find Scooper. I think I prefer him to the Bullets. And then we'll pass it up. See our opponent swings. We do have the option of having a scrap, but I'm not sure I want to play that this time. Ezo. If he swings 7, I might scrap. Because these could be hard to fit in later on. Sometimes you just don't have the Don. But 8s we will be taking. Oh, well, we get rewarded for that with the top deck of the Bullet. Incredible. Yeah, let's go 6 to 6. Play out the Bullet. Get a little ramp going. Very nice. He can pudding us next turn. I won't be thrilled, but it is what it is. At least if he's puddinging, he's not playing out like Marco, you know? Goes to the Ezo effect. It draws a card. We'll go this. Game 1. Pass it over. Yeah, if he's putting in, he's not removing the bullet, and he's not playing Marco, so... Or Yamato. Look at this, 10 in hand, ridiculous. I will take this. Pudding is not real, and she cannot hurt me. Basically. We don't do that first. We do this one first. 6 to leader. I think he'll counter both these 6s. I'd very much expect so. Yep, there's the Atmos. We'll go with this. Draw 2 trash 1. Roger's going to be important. This is not important in this matchup. Loki, I kind of just like this hand. I think I prefer the scrap to the Color of the Supreme King Haki, so we'll toss that. Game on rested. And then we'll attack 6 with the Gabon and get one more card out of him. Absolutely no way he takes this. Yeah. Then we'll pass it up. This turn, he can Pudding, he can Jozu. It is what it is. If he's Jozuing, we probably can defend the bullet quite nicely. If he Puddings, I will be quite upset, but it is what it is. Otama. He didn't have whatever it was he was looking for. Go. Trashes the Garp. 7 leader. I'll actually defend this because I don't want to take and get Pudding. That seems terrible. You know? 5 here looking... It was not the Yamato. I'm guessing this is going to be 7. Then Marco. Then. 7 Marco. So let's go 0 cost. Trash one of these scrap events. 7 indeed. We'll take the 7. 2's okay. Then this is Marco. This is indeed Marco. Okay. So playing the... What's it? The newgate this turn actually doesn't get a ton of value because he's going to go into his newgate turn. He's going to be able to attack into our board. We could play the newgate and then just not swing the board, but that seems quite poor. I don't like that. So I'm tempted to go with the Rayleigh here. If I had double Mr. 2s, I'd probably play that. But we don't. So I think I'm going with the Rayleigh. Because we can probably take out both of these quite easily, and then his aggression is limited. Yeah. I think that's the route I'm going to go. Start with 8 into Yamato. Not going to let that go. That's fine. We'll go, I guess, 6 into Marco. Yeah. Use the leader effect. 8 in hand. I'll go... I wouldn't mind leaving Wandon open. I wouldn't mind leaving Wandon open because it would be quite efficient. He'll be swinging 9 next turn. Though if he swings board, then we don't need it. Let's go 9. Because going 9-8 versus 7-10, it's like whatever. Let's that go. Well, if you're going to go about it that way... I don't think he's swinging face. I think he's swinging board here. So I'm just going to go 8. Get the extra card out of his hand or get the life. Regardless, he's lost at least 1 card from leader effect this cycle. So that's quite nice. And we'll pass it over. Game 1 active. Incredible. So we're going to see Whitebeard, right? Yeah, here he is. He's Whitebeard. There's the Whitebeard. Does take, actually. Okay, may well go face then. May well go face because this will be 10. That's quite strong. And 2. If he goes board, we'll just let it go. If he's going face... I kind of want to take, but I kind of don't want to get shitted on by Pudding. You know? It's tough. He's definitely not going Rayleigh. I think he goes face here. I think he should go face. How much counters do we have? Yeah, he does go face. Because we have these, I think we defend. I really just don't want to get puddinged into oblivion, you know what I mean? Now we can go with the Roger. We can go with the Roger. If we do that though, leader doesn't get to swing, and he can punish us with Red Rock. I think I prefer Newgate this turn. Goes with the Ezo, sure. Now, do I want to swing with this Gaban or not? I think I do. I don't really care if he attacks the Gaban. I don't really care too much. Do I? Is that true? I kind of care. It's probably only swinging 8 into it, though. It's probably only swinging 8. Let's go 8 to 8. Get one more card out of him. Every card you can get out of Ace is super, super good. Cool, then we'll take a... did he leader effect yet? He might not have leader effected, in which case it's like, whatever. Yeah, sure. Then we'll pass it up. Obviously, contact bullet. That's a given. Yeah, we do have some counter events. We can't play those if we play Roger, though, so it's a little bit tricky. Not in the most amazing spots, but... Okay, there goes the Roger, so at least we didn't... Sorry, yeah, there goes the Red Rock on our Roger. At least we didn't play that Roger. Double Ooters. Double Ooters is fine. Doesn't even bother swinging because we're at a million K. It's also fine. I don't actually mind, like, Gaban Bentham here. Gaban Bentham is quite promising. Let's start with 6 to 6. Then I'm going to go 7 to 6. It's another 2k gone. What are the other options? If we play this, he will just block. He will just start blocking out, right? I think I want to do Gaban Bentham. Just keep going wide. And we'll get some draws with this guy. Maybe we can trash one of these events that we're probably going to have difficulty using. Okay, this just doesn't swing, so you can block. Yeah, I'll trash an event. Gain 1. And then we'll go with Mr. 2 over the top of Shanks. Game 1. Pass it over. Obviously can't swing the Rayleigh because he has the Whitebeard blocker. It's what it is. Truly it is what it is. But we're sort of asking a lot of questions of him now, right? We're asking a lot of questions. And we do have these Sanjis. He is Whitebeard. Plays out Whitebeard. Low in hand, though. Only 4. Tosses a Marco. Happy to see him gone. Two on Otama. Should definitely put those on Newgate, right? Or Uta. Definitely not Otama. 10 to lead. Sure. No trigger. Six to lead. He can't take this swing. He can't take these swings early. The Divine Departure could come in clutch here. Just continue poking for one card at a time. He knows Red Roger exists, right? He knows it exists. Let's go 7 again. Does block with that. Okay, so he has 2 blockers, 1 life. We have 3. I think I'm going to poke one more 7. If he blocks, we might, with Newgate here, we might actually just win. He can't take. Let me work this out. We've got 9. That's guaranteed. Let's take the block. 12 just goes through and then Roger wins, right? That's just lethal. Unless this is a red rock. If this is exactly a red rock trigger. No, because Roger still turns off the Uta. Yeah, so this is just lethal. Yeah. Yeah, this is guaranteed. Math win. Cool, we worked it out. If this last card was something better, then he had a chance. 12 here. Goes with the block. No, we could have actually just played the Roger and Don't worry. Yeah, it's whatever. It didn't matter. I knew we had the win regardless. Yeah, GG's for our opponent then. That was a close game. That was a fun one. Should have just played it out before swinging the clay. I just had it in my head that he blocked with the Uta because play around Roger as best you can, but he just didn't do that, so it kind of is what it is. We could have won with the Shanks anyway, though, right? It didn't really matter. If he'd like had the last card in his hand be counter, we would have pivoted, Divine Departure down one of his Newgates. We'd have had enough swings, I think, to take that out still. So we'd have still had the Rayleigh swing. We'd still had the Bentham swing. Can only like counter one of those. And then we just leave Dons open for the scrap event. And we should be okay from there. I'd probably also played out the Shanks just to try and dig for like a 2k or a 0 cost. Or another scrap event. But regardless, well played to our opponent. That was quite a good game against Ace there. But game to Zoro, we are going second. This is definitely one of our more difficult matchups. We do have our ideal early game curve, though, of Bullet into Gabon. So I think we'll keep this one. His hand's pretty playable, but Zoro in general as a matchup is quite difficult. They just, once you get to your end game, the fact that they can just go like 12, 12, 12, it makes it quite difficult. We do have the Shanks. We'll see. Nothing else doing on 2. Nothing too crazy going on here. 5, I'm somewhat concerned about this also being 5, but he could also go Mihawk. And he did show us the Mihawk. Could go Mihawk Zoro. I think we can take this first one. If he swings the Perona, we probably have to counter that, though. Does go the Mihawk Zoro, then Koshiro, maybe? No, just leaves 2 up. Fair enough. Sure. Let's go 6 lead, and then we'll play out the Bullet. The Newgate is nice, actually. The Newgate's quite a nice follow-up to our Gaban, potentially. Let's go with the Bullet, going arrested. Expecting Tashigi. Here's what it is. We need to play out the Bullet so that we can ramp. No choice in that. I will counter this Zoro swing. Okay, it's just Cavendish. We get to keep our Bullet. Wow, that's a treat. So we're going to see 556 here. I want to be at 3 this turn. I think I'm going to have to counter 2 of these. So I'll take this first one. This is not ideal. We have to keep the Gabon. So we're giving up a couple of 2Ks here, I guess. I don't want to go to 2 now because then our next turn becomes quite tricky. Shanks is fine. I don't know when we're going to have the time to drop him, but he is a 1k at least. I think we will go 6 into this Mihawk. Yep, we'll go with the Gabon. Deploy him. As much as the Mihawk is pretty useless from next turn, this turn it's not useless, so I do think it's worth it to get rid of it. Definitely discard one of these Rayleighs. Okay, I'm rested. And then I will attack with the Gabon. So if we go to 2k or a life, it goes down to 3. Cool. With any luck, maybe it will just be the leader that attacks Gabon, right? Yeah, never mind, ignore me. I suppose if he wants to Tashigi and go after Gabon, then he can't go after Bullet with the leader as well, which is something. We'll see. We'll see. Bit of a tricky spot here. We are going to have the Newgate next turn, though, so we're going to be a 9k leader, so the defense will be good, which is noteworthy. 5-5. I'll counter this with one of the Shanks. That's nice and easy. That is nice and easy. Law picks up Perona, maybe play Tashigi. It's got to be play Tashigi, right? It's also got to be pick up Perona. Yeah. Tashigi. There she is. The main lady herself. Won't... If he has a restand event, that would be a bit annoying. Does not have a restand event. If we defend this, we get to keep one of our guys, right? We get to keep the Bullet. I think it's worth it. Give up the Shank Searcher just to save the Bullet. Oh, he's going after this one. Sure. I guess he wants to use this 2-Dom for something else. I was envisioning him just, like, attaching the 2-Dom. 2k's nice there. But I guess he wants to go Koshiro. That's fair enough. We're definitely going to go with the Newgate here. And one of the nice side effects is the Newgate can block the Koshiro. Which means he'll probably just let it go, right? This board is threatening. Will we ever go with the Rayleigh? Could go with the Rayleigh, rest the Koshiro. And then we could probably clear the Cavendish. I don't think we're ever clearing the Tashigi, though. I think I'm going to go 7 lead. then I'm actually going to go 8 lead, because he might not block. Oh no, I'll go 8 Cavendish. Because if we go 10, he's definitely just going to block, because he sees the when attacking. But, yeah, now we can deploy this, buff the leader. It's harder for him to interact with this, and now the when attacking is actually going to get a bit of value. You can care the Koshiro, right? So we might play Rayleigh next turn and go quite aggressive. We'll see. We've got a few different options. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just let that go. There's no point defending that. He shouldn't have even bothered swinging this into that, because the leader gets to swing into it for free. I'm never defending that Gabon. Because the leader swing is presumably going to be quite large. I'm envisioning either 6 Don on, 11-11, or with resound event, or just like 14. I'm envisioning one of those two things happening. We'll see which, I guess. We will see. Well, he's using Dons for this. I don't mind that. He's played over the Koshiro as well, so the Koshiro is just gone. That's quite good. We can destroy this with the drive-by as well, if we decide to. But the fact that he's used 2 Don, that's 2 Don, so it's not on his leader now. Another Chigi. Don't mind seeing that. Is he just going to play another Chigi? Can go 10. I guess that's not very much, though, you know? He's losing... I guess he can... No, he can limp swing the Cavendish as well, right? Yeah, he can limp swing the Cav. But then the Cav will probably die next turn if he limp swings it, so... He does not. Just goes for the 10. We'll go with the Sanji. Uta's more useful than Sanji, I think. Buggy, another 2k is brilliant. I think we want to go with the Shanks here. Can we... Let me think about this. Can we... We can't win because of the law, right? We can't win because of the law. How many Dons do we have? If we do go with the Shanks, right? We can probably clear this. This is at 6. He puts 1 Don here, maybe. Swing 6. Swing 7. We counter with the Gabon. We're still at 2, though. I don't think he can kill us from 2. Not with this hand and the debuff on his board. Even though we wouldn't have a Don for the event. If we go with Rayleigh, rest the Cav. I'm going to start with 7 lead, because he might counter this, actually. He does not. He is not interested. Okay. Go 10 to 6 and then 12 to lead. He might block this one or just accept it. And yeah, okay, he's going for lethal. Well, let's see if we can get there. Between the debuff and like the fact that we do have a little bit of counter in hand, we might be all right here. I haven't done the exact math. But the fact that this isn't really swinging, or if it is swinging, it's not generating value. So 1 Don to Shigi and then, what, 9 Don with a restand event. That's 6. He doesn't... so it'd be, what, like 11... No, he needs 2 restand events, though. It's really bad, because we're at 2. If we were at 1, that's like a different turn. I'd probably go with Rayleigh, if we're at 1. But we're not. Do we need this? Do we need this? I think we have to let that go. 12 here. Sure. 3 Don for a restand, I guess. No, fair enough. Go on defense, fair enough. Whoever wins the war becomes justice. Now, if we had a Roger, this would be a very, very clean win. However, we don't have a Roger, right? We don't have him. And the reason I didn't bother saving that Newgate is because I was expecting, like, leader effect. And then if he's goes leader effect back into the Newgate, and then goes into the Shanks, we could have been in a pickle. After, like, limp swing with Cavendish, put more Dons here. Because he can leader effect and then just attack Newgate again. That's a resolve. Is this another Koshiro? No, this is 6 to Shigi. We have to go... If I play Newgate, is there ever a way to not die? Just 2 blockers. I think we just defend this. If these... this is only good to take if this card is exactly Roger. If we counter with the Gaban, we might actually be able to go another turn. If we Newgate up to 9, we have a Don for this. We can go counter out 112. No, we don't have enough, right? No, he can't do 312s, though. I'm going to counter this. If he has 1 open for a DMG, that's not a great draw. So our 2 choices are either Rayleigh, Rest, Koshiro, and then we've got 3 swings. We've got 12, which just eats the law. This has to go on the Roger, so it's like 9-9, and then it comes down to can he counter 2 9s. We know he has DMG. We know he has a 0 cost. But we suspect he has DMG. We know he has a 0 cost, so I actually think he can counter that. So I'm edging towards the Newgate play and playing it safe. I think so. I don't think we can win. I don't think we can win this turn. He should just block with these 2, I think, here. If we had the Roger, then obviously I would go for game. I mean, he's never countering like 12-13, but... If he can counter, he should counter. If not, just block. But I think there's a decent shot we win here, because he can't just go 12-12, because we can counter a 12. So it has to be multiple restand events. Well, there's his hand gone. Yeah, it has to be multiple restand events, because these are just completely useless. They're just completely useless now. It has to be multiple restand events, and it has to be a very specific number, right? It's what, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has to swing 11, restand, limp cav. Yeah, it's just 11, 11, 11. And we can counter 2 11s. So we should be good here. I think that is his best swings. If he has 2 restand events in what was a 2-card hand, we're okay. And if it is 11s, then we don't even lose the Shanks, right? So our lethal's guaranteed. I think this works. And as we saw there, he had so much counter, and I still think he has a DMG in this hand, so I don't even think he has 2 recent events. If he wants to use, I guess, 4 Don for DMG, he can rest our 1 Don. But we still have 4k. He'd have, what, 3 for the restand, 2 for the DMG. It's 10-10, that's terrible. 10-10 is just straight trash. We can counter that. Even if DMG's down our Don. The DMGs are too expensive when your opponent's at 9. 10. What if I said no? What if I said no, sir? Do you have some other plan? Koshiro doesn't even work anymore right now because we have the Newgate. Yeah, he just leaves. Okay, he didn't have any restand events, fair enough. He did have the DMG. I don't really know what the plan was there with that 10. That was a little baffling. But yeah, I think that was the safe line. Because we had good counter in hand, I think playing it safe going the extra turn with the Newgate was definitely correct there. And we would have definitely failed the lethal if we'd gone for it. With the Rayleigh play last turn. Yeah, and then surviving would have been way, way harder, right? Hey, well played to your opponent. Nice to overcome a Zoro, especially when he got to choose the turn order. Okay, we've got an ace, and we are on the dodgy curve going first. We do see the 2-cost ramp. There's not a lot to ramp to, though. He mulliganed. It's good to know. Yeah, on odds, you really want to see an 8-cost. We don't currently have one. But if we whiff the 2-cost ramp, we are very boned. So I think I will keep. We do also have the Sanji. The Sanji is good in this matchup. Don't get me wrong. This guy is very good in this matchup. I wish we drew like a Mr. 2 or something. That could have been pretty spicy. Alas. We'll go 6 here and then pull out the buggy. I assume he might counter this one because it's just 6, but you never know. Nope, goes with the take. That's fine. We'll ramp up. Pass it over. Bullet next turn. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'll take this one. Oh, Shanks is nice. That gives us a card to play next turn. This is not for this matchup. This is an emu tech, but who knows? Maybe it'll come up. I think here we're going to go with the Shanks first. Well, I was hoping to find a Rayleigh. We didn't do that. We did not do that. That's a little shit. That's a little shit. I guess I'll take the scrap event. We can hold a Don up for that. Because swinging 6 versus 7 into ace makes literally no difference. Swing 6 here. And then I'll play out the bullet. But yeah, not an amazing start. We don't have a play for next turn, so I'm slightly concerned. I am slightly concerned. Bright side, I guess, if he has Jozu, and bounces the bullet, yeah, just goes to the Yamato. I think that's the much better play. He's got so many cards, man. It's crazy. And don't forget to put the doll on there. Yes, boss. Go 7/7, we'll take a 7, and then counter a 7. I'll take this first one. That's perfect. Yeah, like, I'm never going to, I do want to play around pudding, right? I want to play around pudding. Is this the right turn to use this event? I think it is. We could use it next turn. Let's use it this turn, I think. This is fun. Pull out this. Rest this. I'll attack into the Yamato. I'll go 6 to 6, 6 to 6, 9 probably into 6 again. You need to alleviate some amount of pressure before they get into their newgate turns. There's the pudding. Go 6 to 6 again. And then we'll go 9 to 6. If he lets this one go. Kind of happy either way. He hasn't played that many searches, so I don't... Oh, gives us a Roger. It's kind of surprising. That card's very good in the matchup. Must have another one in hand, I think that means. And that gives a 2-ko there. Cool. Yeah, and then we'll get him on active. So we do actually have the Conqueror's Hockey online. Will it come up? I'm not confident it will, but you never know, huh? You never know. I guess if he's going like 8-8, could come up. Could come up if he attacks like Bullet. And we can use it this turn. No Newgates. Wowee. So this is Jozu, huh? I think this is actually a good turn to do it. I think this is a good turn for the Conqueror's Hockey. Because now these can't swing if this is Jozu. I guess it's not Jozu. I guess it's Yamato. I'll counter once more. I do want to protect my board if I can. Okay. It's Marco. We're going down the line of what it is. I think we'll give one more card, though, to protect this. A little bit of a dodgy situation, though. That you could definitely look at that as a mistake, potentially. We'll find out next time. We're going to go 6 here. Cool. I'll go... How much am I worried about these now? Not so much. It's just not. It's 9-10 regardless, right? It's 9-10. We'll just go 9 with Rayleigh at leader, and we'll go 10 with the leader at leader. He blocks with the Marco. That's fine. Do you want to take out another one? We could take out another one now. Yeah, let's take out the Yamato now. Let me pass it up. So now if he does Newgate, which, I mean, you got to assume he's going to find it at some point, right? The aggression is shit. He can attack Bullet, that's it. Can only attack bullet. And we'll just let the bullet go at this point. He's done a great job, our bullet. Oh, it's that red gate. Sure. Yeah, you can have that. This isn't attacking now. You just got one on lead, sure. Should have definitely put that there first, just in case, but, you know, whatever. Oh, this does -8. Fucking Koeth. You thinking what I'm thinking, huh? You thinking what I'm thinking? I hope you are. I think this is a sexy play. How about that? So what's the swings? 8, 10. Yeah. That's kind of sexy. We should have done that last so that he doesn't know it's coming, but regardless. It's kind of cute. Goes the Yamato there. I guess we go 11, 12. I have no use for this Don anyway. Yeah, we'll go 11, see if we can get some cards. He's probably going to have to counter this one and then block the last one with the Marco, or take this one and then block with the Marco. Regardless, we're getting some pretty good value here because we are going to blow up this newgate, which is lovely. I didn't play a guy this turn, which does kind of suck, but being able to remove his and get good pressure, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. And if he blocks the Marco, he has got nothing on board at all, which is pretty strong. If I drew another big guy, I would have probably played that. He did use the leader effect, trashing a Garp, and then also gives an Uta. And we'll go 12 here, like this. And he gets the draw off the leader effect already, so if he blocks a Marco, he doesn't get like double use. Does go down to 1. Then we'll pass it over. I think that was a good play. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I think I like that a lot better than just like play Gaban, you know? Getting rid of his newgate. Because like now if he block a gates, we've still got 2 guys, and hopefully we'll draw into something else. I will happily take 1 life here. Quite happily indeed. Because I don't really want to play Gaban, you know. He's fine. That's another newgate. Okay, we'll take this one. Oh, come on, man. Oh, that's actually not too bad. That one's not too bad, actually. Because that can become quite large quite quickly. If we hit him down to Roger, we only have to counter 2 6s. We can quite easily counter 2 6s. This is at 8, which is quite problematic. If I had another Divine Departure, we would be cooking with gas. So we're going 4 for Bomb Clay, 3 leader, 1 here. It's like 10, 10, 12. It's genuinely not that bad, you know? So we'll go 10 to 8. We're going to get probably the Marco, the life, and some cards, or the Marco and a shitload of cards. You know? Discards a Rad Beam. Happy to see that gone, always. And then gives us a Yamato. Go 10 here. I guess the newgate can just kill the Mr. 2. We ever better going with Scooper. If we go with Scooper, we do get... Yeah, that can kill the Mr. 2. And if he plays the blocker beard, that does work out quite nicely, thinking about it. So I think I will go with Scooper. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. He can help us draw a bit more cards as well. So, I don't know, maybe he'll give us a red Roger. That'd be nice. Cool, so we got rid of the Marco this turn. We ate, what was that, 4 cards? And we chewed through the Marco. I'll take it. We'll deploy this. I think we're just ditching the Mr. 2. Game 1 rested, incredible. Then we'll pass it up. Really weird game. He finally finds his combo. Finally finds his combo. But yeah, touch late. Touch later than he would have liked, I'm sure. The 9-beard wasn't bad, though. I mean, we'd have been eating a lot of cards out of him if he'd not had these 9-beards. So, swings and roundabouts. You see the 8 into 7. We're definitely going to counter that with one of these Sanjis. You know, if this 12 goes here, I'll counter it. 12 into 7. No, my Shanks. Yeah, I'm not countering that. No trigger there. Uta, okay. Eta is okay. Well, we've got options. Roger now is a lot more scary, right? Because we have to counter a 10 and a 12 and a 6, which we can counter this. I mean, the 6 doesn't actually do anything, right? So we've got to counter a 10 and a 12. Yeah. We can go to 10, 11, 9, 11, 13. We're actually good on that in hand. We're good on Roger. So we don't have to fear Roger. As long as we leave one Don open. I think I'm going to start with 8. Yeah, we don't have to fear Roger. Use his leader effect. And a Josie. Okay. I think I'm just going to go 8 again, because I don't mind playing out Gaban. What if he splits 3 ways? Doesn't Roger. If he doesn't Roger, then... What, 18, 28, 38, divided by 3, it's 12, 13, 13. So we have to counter, what, 12 and a 13. We can go to 9, 11, 13, go to 10, go to 11. We'd need this to draw 2k counter. We can probably pressure this newgate now, though. We can probably pressure this newgate. I think we get the KO on it pretty much every time. Let's drop the Garp for a laugh. Because there's the 2 blockers, he can just block like 2 of our swings, so I don't think we have lethal there. This last card is not a brick. We might be in a pickle now. If this last card's a brick, we're fine. If not, we're relying on this life being decent, which I don't like. But I think we've made our bed now. I'm assuming it's not a brick because he's saved it from the 12. Let it go. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good. I didn't expect him to save that if he was going to then, yeah, shouldn't have saved that if he was then going to lose it to a 10. I don't know. Maybe he should have gone 11 there and just gambled on it not being a 2k. Or we're better off gambling on this being a 2k, right? It's it swings and roundabouts. It certainly is. 7 and 7. We'll give up the Gaban. Blocker, okay. Ah, the blockers. No way to clear any of these. Oh, man. So annoying. So annoying. I think he has 1 card though, right? So we go 8 with this. We've got 4 swings. We can't win. We can't win. Oh, but it's so hard to not die because these just draw 1,000 cards. And if we don't take them out, he just attacks with them, right? Man, it's interesting. He can't take this 8, though. If we go 9, he cannot take it. Because he just risks losing to Roger. So this gets us some kind of block here. Blocks with the Marco. Okay. What am I doing? If we can take out this Marco, we're again not really in any danger. I'm going to go 10. We'll see what he does here. If he takes, that's probably the worst case scenario for us. But if we can still find a way to make him have to block with the Marco after taking, I think it's winnable. Or we can gamble on him not having Roger. We can always gamble on him not having Roger. He's going to counter that. Okay. Counter 2k, 1k. Right. Well, now he can just take and then block with newgate. If we go 8, we can go 16 and force one of these off the board. Or 15, rather, and force one of these off the board. And then we can counter 1. This is what, 12, 16, so 13, 15 probably. As long as we can counter like a 13, or we go 9, 11, 13, 16, 17, 18. We're actually kind of good with that. Let's go 8 here. And then we just swing big into this. In fact, we only need to swing 14, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I guess we can play the Shank Searcher and try and find Roger. What if this is Rad Beam? If it's Rad Beam, it's Rad Beam. I think we're fucked. Showed us one earlier. If it's Rad Beam, it's Rad Beam. If it's Rad Beam, I think he would have used it earlier. On, like, the Rayleigh swing or maybe this newgate swing. Box of the Marco. Cool. Let's go with the Shanks, because we know we're good currently in hand. We don't find the Roger. He has no more Marcos, so this Rayleigh isn't important. We'll just take the Divine Departure here. And pass. Patience! And this is with him whiffing early, right? This is with him whiffing a little bit early. He still had newgates to play. Just not the optimal newgates early. This matchup is generally quite tricky. Especially when you're on odd curve. 13, we can counter a 15. Yeah, we can go 9, 11. Yeah, we're good on that, so we'll just take to 0. And then we'll counter his leader swing. He's got to go all in now, right? Yeah, cool. Well played to our opponent. That was a close game, actually. It was a close game. Well played. Yeah. So was just newgates at the end. I wonder if you could have fit this red rock in somewhere. Yeah, we definitely win on the clapback, of course. Let me know how you think either of us could have played that differently. I think protecting the bullet early was nice, especially where he whiffed the newgate on curve. It gave us a nice bit of aggression with that bullet there, which was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he whiffed on curve, but, you know, is what it is. I hope you like the cool play with the Divine Departure. It was a cool way to show off that little interaction there. But regardless, well played to our opponent. Well, let's move on. Going first into Emu. We've got the early ramp and we've got the Rayleigh. No big shanks. We do double searches, though. I think I'll keep. Definitely take that. Not going to bother stacking the bottom. We're never reaching it. We're simply never reaching it. Goes with the Shalria. Seems good. Good start from our opponent. Grabs a Peter. Milling Nosturo. What's he going to trash off this? Trash is Walkuri. Interesting. Must already have another 4 cost. Good to know. And then the 5 Elders Raise service. Grabs the 5 Elders. Seems good. Trashing another Peter and the 5 Elders. Rayleigh the second is not too bad, actually. Let's go the 6. And then I think I'll use the event or the buggy. This is more counter, but it's tricky to always have the Don to use it. And the buggy on board doesn't really do anything. So I think I'll use the event. Yeah, and he took that 6. We know he had a Peter, though. Would have very much expected him to counter that 6 with Peter, but hey, I guess it is what it is. Never existed off the Shalria. That's a good grab. Mills, Shirahoshi, and a Equilibrium. Trashes me off guard. Can kill Shalria to draw 1. And then this is going to be 3 for Saturn, I'm guessing. 3 for Saturn or 3 for Walkuri. He wouldn't trash his Walker if he had no other 4-don plays. I lied. I lied. Second Roger is not really what I was looking for, I can't lie. I was not really looking for you. Until this Shanks grabs us. Not much. This is good in the matchup, though, so I'm going to take this. Although it does kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit. No swing 7, burn an event, I guess. Is what it is. Yep, equilibrium. Cool. That's probably both of his equilibriums gone. You know, he has 1 never existed in his hand. 7 again. Wow, he's being very aggressive. We'll take again. It's fine. This is Mars, I guess. Blow up Bentham. It's probably the best play here. Mr. Mars. Mr. Mars indeed. Crashes Valkyrie. Blows up the Bentham. Hasn't done leader effect yet, right? No, hasn't done leader effect. We are going to be at 7 for our next turn, though, which is pretty good. Crashes Shirahoshi. Which is fine. It's 4 2Ks gone already. 4 2Ks and 2 events. Let's go 6. This will get a 2K or a counter event, depending on what he has. Then we'll go with the Rayleigh. Unfortunately, okay, fair enough. Well, I guess we're dealing a damage, huh? Surprised by that one. Because he has the never existed, right? Guess he wants to save it. We're back at 7. We're up at 7 finally, which is really good. Think next turn might just be a Roger turn. You know, depends on what he does, of course. But I think it might just be a Roger turn. This is weak. What? What was that? Did he misclick? Surely not. Let's just do that one. What was that about? That was bizarre. Why did he play a Nosturo and then kill it? You could have put those Dons on lead, right? I mean, you just took, so it's whatever, but... Yeah, I don't like that play. I don't like that play at all. There's the go up event. Sure, grab Shirahoshi. That Nosturo play was just baffling, but never existed. And Nosturo. Half tempted to split 7-7 here. But we need to establish more guys, right? We just do. So we'll deal the damage. We'll get him down to 1. We've got a Roger on the board. Roger's pretty good. Never existed trigger. Sorry, that trigger grabs a Mars. Milling some inconsequential things. So yeah, he's down to 3 events left. 3 never existed. And pass it over. Next turn is going to be a Rayleigh turn. We can rest his silly Valkyrie. And then we'll hold 1 up for the Colour of the Supreme King Hacky. Excuse me. Still no Tank or Shanks in this game. It's a little bit tough. Does make your plays a lot more difficult, but what you do. There's the never existed. Very nice. Definitely not going to use Mars. Going to see 9-7. I wish we had 1 Don open for this, huh? Do we have to let this go? We might have to let this go. He's going to swing at least 7 into it, and I expect he's going to swing 9 into it. I think we have to let this go. Actually. And then I'll take this 9. That's fine. Ooh. Does that change my plans? Does that change my plans? I think it does, actually. Yeah, I think that does change my plans. Go 7-4. Okay, so we're going to eat... Nice that he didn't event there. Because we're now going to eat the Valkyrie and the Mars. So he's going to have very, very little aggression this turn, which is quite pleasant for us. I think he should have evented there. The only reason I attacked the body instead of the leader is because it requires like the never existed, right? He can't go like 2k, 1k or Garp event. I guess he can't go Garp event 2k. Ooh. I guess we're walking now, right? Should I just let that exist? I probably should have just let that exist, actually, and not attacked into it. I mean, regardless, we've done a turn now. Yeah, I probably should have just let that be there. Because, like, his swings are shit because we have the Shanks on the board. We don't have a lot of counter, but we do have at least 3 2Ks. This one only defends characters, though. But if he goes lethal, I think we should be alright. Okay, that's not going to work out for you, my friend. I guess that was his plan, right, Stussy? But that is not going to work out for you, my friend. We go 12. I mean, he can still live this, I guess, right? We go 12. He blocks. We go 7. Then we threaten the Roger. So maybe just go with Riley this turn. There's nothing to rest, but it's just like a guy. And we can hold Dons open for these. He can't do anything else here anyway. He has to, like, counter this. I think the only way we lose this is if we sack off the Roger. If we go the Roger play. And then either die. Or, yeah. Yeah, either die or he goes, like, Stussy again. No, if he goes Stussy again, he can't play anything else. Whatever. He has to block. Go Roger. We have 3 swings. We have 6. I think Rayleigh's just safer. Like, there's no way you're counting with literally your entire hand. And we don't lose next turn. Because we have the Shanks on the board. We have the Colored Spring King Hacky. And we've got a good amount of cards in our hand. Yeah, I don't think that Stussy was the right move. I think another 10 Elders is much better. 10 Elders. 5 Elders. Let's do this. Yeah. Just do this now. It's fine. 7-7. We can just take this one actually. Yeah, we've got so much counter. His split is wank if he goes with like a rush guy. And if he goes with the 10 Elders, we've got this on board. In hand rather. Jewish Peter. Well, he had the Elders. He's not gone with them. Never mind, he had another one. Why do we go with the Shalria? I guess he knew he had a trash in the Elders, and he goes like plus... He goes plus 1k there, because he took a Peter. Yeah, fair enough. Walkery. But it's too little too late here. Yeah, we can defend our Rayleigh, and then we just have the second Roger. Is what it is. 6-7. Sure. He forgot about Shanks. it didn't matter though. Like, look at this board. No Dons. Well, what if I said Roger? GG's. Oh, he got us from the button. GG's for our opponents. Double Roger's kind of hard. The Shanks kind of changed my game plan completely. I was going a lot more aggressive. And then when we got the Shanks out of the life, it was like, oh, okay, we can sit back now. We can just kind of chill here, take out the Nostro, take another turn. And, I mean, you can see where the Conqueror's Khaki would come up, right? If they have a big board, you can use it to get out of a bunch of swings, potentially. Like, if he was, if we had that Shanks and he, like, had a load of guys still, you can just tap 1, and then they've got to put 2 Dons on their guys, which they're just not doing. It sort of pseudo-acts as a second Shanks if you can combo them together. I don't know. Either way, well played to our opponent. Let's move on. So thank you for watching. Let me know, what did you think of those games? What do you think of the deck list? What do you think of the Conqueror's Khaki? If you don't like this, there's a lot of other things you could put in, right? You could put in probably 8-cost Katakuri. He's a pretty cool guy. You could go with an extra copy of Roger. I have seen 3. I don't actually mind 3 in this deck. It just gives you even more consistency in this, and you do need it in pretty much every game. You could also go with Rad Beam. Rad Beam's pretty good. Maybe more Divine Departures. A couple more 2Ks even. Even some more ramp options like Odin. There are different cards you can play in this slot. I think the rest of the deck is kind of nailed down at the minute. At least until we get that promo, and then you've got a little bit more diversity. But, hey, I'm kind of enjoying the Conqueror's Khaki at the minute. It didn't really come up today, but it has come up in some of the other games that I've played that I've not recorded. But regardless, thank you for watching, and hope you have a lovely rest of your day.